Alright, so I just did an opening last video of JQ Yu-Gi-Oh! His channel, to get to it, you have to put JAYQUE and then space Yu-Gi-Oh! YUGIOH. So, yeah. I won his channel giveaway for the gold sarcophagus tin, and he sent me this from the gold sarcophagus tin. Sky Striker ace-hayate. And then I also got this signed card, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Evil Eye Response. Alright, so I'm not going to go into talking and reading out the cards. That's in my previous video. But the reason why I brought you guys back is because, look at this. So, my package came steamed open, and that's why it was so easy for me to open. You can see all the leaked ink from them steaming it open. You can see that. That's mark that the FBI steamed open my letter. Alright, so then there's also marks on the front and where it bled, the ink bled that he used, and that was used in the stamp in that. It bled. And yeah, it bled into the back of it, into the back of the letter. Good thing he had them in a protective case, because if not, they would have got ink on them from them steaming it open, and they would have got wet and whatnot. So yeah, it was a good thing that he actually put them in this hard case. So yeah, thank you, JQ, for actually doing it properly, because if not, then yeah, my cards would have been ruined that you sent me. So, yeah, I went to go and peel the tape off so that I could get to the cards that he used, that so that the cards weren't coming out during shipping. JQ put the piece of tape on it like that, but then when I looked at the top, it had already been cut. So like, it had been cut at the top, so I didn't even have to take the tape off. I took the tape off afterwards, so it wasn't on my case, obstructing the view of this beautiful card right here. So yeah, I took the tape off afterwards. But yeah, it had been cut by the FBI, and they opened it up and took the cards out and looked at them, and they probably even took them out of the case, the sleeve, to look at it and whatnot. So my Sky Striker ace-hayate has FBI fingerprints all over it, because they opened. Well, they were probably wearing gloves, so yeah. But yeah, they touched my Sky Striker before I could even touch it. But yeah, so they were checking to make sure that it wasn't some terrorist stuff, because yeah, I might as well do it in this video. But yeah, I'm perceived to be an IRA terrorist by our government, the FBI. I've been interrogated and whatnot, and they're like torture tactics and interrogation tactics on me and that. But yeah, I'm not an IRA terrorist, and if you don't know what IRA is, it's Irish Republican Army. I do not condone them. I do not like them. I don't like anything they do. I just believe in their cause. Like, yeah, their cause is great, but the way that they go about it means that I don't support them at all. They're just stupid. I mean, they're never gonna win. Being terrorists and bombing and stuff like that is just stupid. So yeah, I do not support them. Yeah, and I'm not a part of the organization, even though that the government thinks I am and whatnot. So yeah, they watched me, and they opened all my mail. So I was not expecting this not to be opened. But yeah, it's kind of a good thing, because you know, they're watching me. It means that they're actually doing their job, which they're not very good at doing their job. But yeah, at least they're doing a good job for me, even though I'm not a terrorist. So yeah, it all happened back when I was in high school. Somebody had a bomb threat, and then I got blamed for it, as in I was an IRA terrorist. And then they showed me pictures of perceived to be me in Ireland at a shipping dock talking and meeting with IRA operatives. But even though the guy's like a dead ringer for me, it's not me. There's a lookalike like me. And it's just a case of mistaken identity. But yeah, I've never left the country, never been on a boat in the sea. I've never been on an airplane that went out of the country. I don't have a passport. I don't have any way to get out of the country. So yeah, there's no way it could have possibly have been me. I've never left the country. So yeah, and I am completely and utterly seasick prone. I got seasick watching Open Water, which is a movie. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But yeah, I was in the theaters and I got seasick. So there's no way in hell that I hopped on a boat and went all the way, well, excuse my language, but that's not really curse words, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, there's no way that I hopped on a boat and went all the way to Ireland. I would have puked my guts out to death. Yeah, there's no way that that happened. And there's no amount of Dramamine that can help me either. So yeah, there's no way it's me. But like I said, I don't support them. The way that they're going about it is completely wrong. If they just wanted to launch like an all-out attack on Great Britain and the United States, I would be like, alright, well yeah, I'll back that. But doing all that terrorist crap, and it's just useless. It's never going to win them the war, and it'll just keep going on for thousands of years longer than it's already been going for. So yeah, it's been going on since the medieval era, so it's been going on for thousands of years. And the way that they're fighting it, it's never going to be won by Ireland. It's just going to be stalled out for a very long time. So, yeah. Like I said, if they ever decide that they're going to launch like all-out war, then yeah, I'll support that, because that would be not a drawn-out war and all these like needless people, innocent people being killed, because there's no reason to be killing all these public officials and stuff like that. It's just stupid. And terrorism is stupid, period. It never wins you a war, period. And it doesn't get any response that you want. It only gets negative effects and that. So, yeah. And they're just spending a whole bunch of money on a cause that they're never going to win, because they're not fighting it right. So that's another reason why I don't support them. But there are other reasons, because they're just crazy. They'll like chop your arm off for selling drugs, and then if you keep selling drugs, they'll chop off your other arm. Keep selling drugs, they'll chop off your leg. Keep selling drugs, they'll chop off your other leg. And then if you keep selling drugs and you're legless and armless, then they'll just cut your head off. So I mean, they're crazy with it over there. And then they sell all this illegal guns and stuff, and it floods our streets over here, and innocent people get killed that way. And they trade arms and armor to people for money that are nefarious and up to no good, and that they wouldn't even like the stuff that they're doing with their weapons. But the only reason why they do it is to fund their war. This is stupid. I mean, they do all sorts of stuff that I hate. But yeah, I am Irish, but I'm also Welsh, Norwegian, and British. British, yes, I am British. So yeah, if the government would actually do the research properly, I am British, and I have British royalty in me, and I have Welsh royalty in me, and I have Norwegian royalty in me, and also Irish royalty. But I mean, come on now. I have British royalty in my blood. So to think that I'm an IRA operative would be counterintuitive, because I'm British. So, you know, yeah. But I consider myself American because I've been born and raised in the United States. So, yeah, I back the United States, not because I agree with them and all the stuff that they do, because our government has a lot of issues with stuff like secrecy and stuff like that, and they spy on us and stuff. It's just horrible. There's no privacy at all in this country. And then they don't do stuff like they're supposed to do, like finding people for littering, and then you look out and everything is just trash. This entire country is trashed. It's full of trash, waste and whatnot everywhere. There's dumps everywhere in any bit of woods. There could be 15 trees and then there would be like 100 tires in there. It's crazy. And then there's trash all in the water. The railroad companies just throw all their trash into the water and onto the side and start picking up and getting rid of it, and the government doesn't do anything about it. And then all the people that come here from different countries, they have different ways of life and they're used to that, and they just throw all their trash on the ground. And then all the uneducated people that think it's alright to just throw your trash on the ground. And then you ask these people and they're like, oh, well, somebody else will pick it up. Well, you should be picking it up. But our government won't write tickets for them, so they just end up littering and whatnot. And then our government supports nuclear energy, which I hate. Anything to do with nuclear energy and anything to do with wind energy is horrible, and we should not be doing it. And anything to do with hydroelectrics and dams, no. We need to get away from all that. The only viable thing that we can do is solar power. And a lot of people say that coal burning plants is really bad, but the only real issue with them is that it's finite. There's only so much coal you can burn. So yeah, I mean, if you're saying that that's what's ruining the environment, then you're just stupid and you didn't do your research into science. It's been proven that all the human emitted CO2 from all cars and carbon monoxide from all cars, and I'm filming, and from doing the coal burning plants is equivalent to 1 year of human or 10, I should say it like this, 10 years of human emissions of CO2 and carbon monoxide equals 1 year of all the farts of all the animals on the earth, and and all the volcanoes. So the volcanoes and all the farts of all the animals on the earth emits 1 year worth of CO2, which is equivalent to 10 years of all that we emit from burning off coal and that, and cars. So that's not really the problem with the environment. The problem with the environment is other stuff. So yeah, but yeah, our government isn't backing solar conversion and stuff like that, and they're not backing desalination plants and stuff like that to get us clean water, and our water is just trash. But yeah, I support our government because of religious reasons. It says in the Bible that we are the supporters of God. We're going to be in God's army. So since I'm with God, and that, then I have to be with the United States and support the United States. So yeah, if they would do any real research into me, they would realize that no, I'm not a terrorist, and that they've mistaken me for somebody else, and they need to go out and find this actual terrorist because he needs to be stopped. You know, he's getting me into all this crap because he looks like me, and when I mean he looks like me, he looks so much like me. I saw the picture that they showed me, and I could tell it hadn't been tampered with or edited or anything like that. It wasn't faked. It was actual camera, and it was from a disposable camera. And this is like when digital cameras replaced them, and nobody was using them, and it was really hard to get disposable cameras. So yeah, but they're FBI, so they have access to old technology and stuff like that that's nowhere to be found. But yeah, they had taken it, and it was an actual photo. You could tell that it hadn't been tampered with. And this guy looked so much like me, this IRA operative. He looks so much like me, and he resides in the general area that I live in because people, my family and stuff, and my friends see him all the time. So he must live pretty close to me because they see him all the time. My girlfriend that I had been with for years, off and on. I dated her 3 times for like maybe 2-3 years total. Anyways, so yeah, she mistook him for me and went up to hug him, and she didn't realize that it wasn't me until she was face to face with this guy. So I mean, yeah, he's like my lookalike to a T. So yeah, but they need to get out and focus on this person and stop focusing on me when I support the government. I'm not a terrorist. But yeah, so I felt like I would give a backstory as to why my letter had been tampered with. But don't feel bad, JQ, because there wasn't any damage done, even though they steamed it open. The cards are fine. They're not warped. They're not bled. There's no ink bleed on them, and his marker didn't bleed out or fade or anything. So yeah, yep, no damage done to him. Thank God that he put it in this hard case, because if not, they would have been damaged. So thank you, JQ, for actually taking the money and time and effort to actually ensure that these didn't get damaged when the FBI went into my mail like they always do. But yeah, so I'll tell a little story about when I was walking my dog. So I was walking my dog, and there was this lady in a truck, and she had been there almost all day long, since like afternoon time. I think I noticed her about 3, and it was just after dark, so it was right around 8:30, and I was walking my dog out for his second to last walk for the night to see if he would go poop. So I was walking him, and I was like, alright, I bet you this lady's an FBI, so I'm gonna go walking by her truck and see what she says. So I walked my dog by the truck. Sure enough, she yells at me, "Hey, what are you doing?" and hops out of her truck really quick. I says, "I'm walking my dog. What are you doing?" And she's like, nah, like tongue twisted and like making no sense at all what she was saying. I just like really caught her off guard, because I'm too smart for that kind of crap. I'm too smart for FBI agents. But anyways, so yeah, she got back into her truck, and then she stayed there watching my house. I could see her with binoculars and stuff watching my house. And I'm like, alright, so I know she's an FBI agent. I know she's watching me. So I'm going to wait until the park closes. So you're not allowed to be at the park across from my house later than 11 p.m. And it's illegal. So I waited until 12 and called the cops on her. And I told the cops, there's some lady. She has binoculars. She's watching my house. I don't know what she's doing. She's already aggressively asked me what I was doing when I was walking my dog. And I just told her that I was walking my dog, and she's been staring at my house ever since, and she's making me uncomfortable. Can you please go make sure that there's not something going on that I have to worry about? And they're like, oh yeah, no problem, we'll send an officer out. So they sent an officer out, and so I had a friend that was an accountant for the police department here. So she told me that some inside stuff about things that cops do. So cops, when they leave a call, legally have to split up, and half of them have to go to the left, and half of them have to go to the right. And the ones that go to the right or left will split up, and they'll do like circle arounds and wide circles around in different directions, so that in case like there's an ambush or something, like the call was setting up the cops for an ambush, those other cops can rush right back, and they'll be in the area, and it's for safety reasons and that. So I'm like, alright, they're leaving right now. And they had shined the flashlights in her, and they had their guns drawn on her and stuff. But then they found out that she was an FBI agent, that she really was an FBI agent. So they let her go. And yeah, so when they went to leave, I'm watching out my window. I'm like, all right, so if the cops go one way, and she goes the other way and none of the cops follow her, then she's an FBI agent. She has to be, because it is company policy and they cannot break this, that they have to split up and half of them have to go one way and half of them have to go the other way. So yeah, all 5 cop cars, including SUV units. There were 2 SUV units because she was in a truck. So the 2 SUV units and the 3 black and white cruisers all went left as I'm looking out my left, and she went right, and I'm like, alright, yeah, all the cops went left and she went right, she must be an FBI agent. But yeah, so it isn't the first time I've had FBI agents follow me and stuff. One time they were following me back home, and they were in their Crown Vics, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, Crown Vics, those old cars like that, old cop cars. But yeah, they were following me so bad, and I was walking, so it was obvious because they were just creeping along beside me and watching me and that, and then they would split off, and then another one would come around. So there was like maybe 4 to 5. It was kind of hard to keep track. FBI agents following me, and then they pulled off onto the highway that I had turned onto. It's just a small highway, so you can walk on it. But yeah, they turned on and slowed down really close to me, and a car almost slammed into the back of them. It was hilarious. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that the FBI follows me and opens all my mail. And I've complained and stuff to the mail company about them opening up my mail, but they're still going to keep doing it. I was lucky this time that they didn't damage my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. When he said that he was going to ship them, I thought about telling him, you might want to package them up really protective, because they're going to steam open. They're going to steam open the package and look to see what it is. But then I was like, oh, well, he might shy away from sending it to me if I tell him, look, the FBI opens all my mail. So yeah, you tell people that and they think that you're a crazy conspiracy nut, but I mean, look, there's evidence right there. That is evidence of them steaming it open. And look, it's obvious they steamed this letter open. I mean, look at the condition of this. And it just opened so easily. It just like peeled open. You're not supposed to be able to peel open a letter like this. It's supposed to like be really hard to open, and I was just able to peel it open. So yeah, you can watch the previous video and see for yourself. It was way too easy to open. And look, there's even marks right here from where they steamed it open, and it caused the front writing to bleed through. Yeah, because the ink on the front. So I blocked off all this so that way it protected his location and my location. I even blocked off the stamp. But yeah, there was enough stuff from the stamp that it caused it to seep through. And it seeped through. So yeah, you can definitely see some other ink here where it seeped through up here, his actual handwriting ink, because it's purple. And down here there's more ink that bled through from the front. Yeah, it's just all over the place. And the reason why is because they put it through a steamer and steamed it open and checked. And then yeah, also the tape that he had put across there to keep the cards in the protective case from moving around in the letter and getting bent was cut. So yeah, definitely FBI was messing with my package, but it's all good because my package wasn't damaged. But if it had been damaged, I would be complaining, and I would make them replace it, the value of it, and replace the cards and that. And yeah, so I would have made them get with this guy, and yeah, get him to sign replacement cards and make the FBI go out and buy my replacement cards and get him to sign them and then reship it to me. undamaged and untampered with. But yeah, it would have been quite a pain. So